Sometimes I read stories in the news and I feel like we've reached the pinnacle of humankind. There's like an inflection point where everything goes downwards. Or how people are so insane and crazy that they're actually contributing to the downfall of mankind. I mean, you have people promoting how people shouldn't give, or how women shouldn't give birth to kids because of the climate. I don't know what because of the climate, because a new child will take and use more resources of our planet than we can produce. So because of the climate, we can't have kids. How men are pigs? Well, of course we're pigs. We're misogynistic. We're sexist. We're violent. We're, what's the word I'm looking for? We're perpetrators. We're criminals, thugs, etc. Men are pigs. Right? Well, it's pretty hilarious, really. I mean, there are people out there who think like that, and they have a voice. That's what's sad. Now, in the latest of latest, I saw this crazy story, and it got even sadder and way more profound and dark and serious the longer I thought about it. Here's essentially what I saw. Some woman who said that dating wasn't for her went to some sperm bank, probably, used IVF, and got pregnant. And was soon, well, when I consumed the article, which was ages ago, she was due to give birth to her child soon. So maybe that has already happened. And that's the point. The point is, oh, I'm too lazy to find a man. I'm too lazy to charm a little bit. I'm too lazy and too stubborn and too entitled to actually understand that men are just as fallible and just as, what's the word I'm looking for? Imperfect as me. So, because I'm so entitled and because I believe that I'm right and that they're wrong, I'm going to jump over the hoops and obstacles. I'm going to take a shortcut, and I'm just going to allow myself to get pregnant, using an anonymous sperm donor. Now, on the one hand, it's a positive thing that she actually wants to give birth to a child. I'm not going to deny that. But here's the sad part. How are you going to explain this to your child when your child comes of age? If this is a boy, if you have a son, and your son starts entering into his teens, hormones and testosterone are popping, things are going on, and the kid eventually wants to get out there and fool around a little bit with girls in his class and so on, and he starts thinking about building a family later on. What are you going to tell your child? No, you can't have a family because you're a man, because you're a pig. Or if she has a daughter, all men are pigs. Don't fall for a man. Don't let any man near you. Men are evil. Men are disgusting. Men are bad. And let's say 30 years from now, when her daughter is 30, and her daughter wants to find a man and settle down and have a family. How's she going to explain that to her daughter? That, oh, I just gave up on men because they're useless, so I went to a sperm bank. Isn't that sad? Isn't it terrible? Isn't that just the sign that times might be changing and that life and civilization as we know it will end? Because eventually, if women and men stop having children together, well, we're going to go extinct. Dropping birth rates, men have low testosterone, sperm quality has dropped, etc., etc. And now we have some of these women encouraging, we have some of these women taking advantage of the shortcut and just collecting sperm at a sperm bank just because they're too, literally too lazy and too entitled to find a man? Look, if this woman had been honest and said, I'm desperate, I've been trying to date men, it hasn't worked, I need to do something before it's too late, I could kind of have understood that. So my reaction wasn't to her actually taking advantage of this technology. It was more the attitude. Dating isn't for me, is what she said. What does that statement imply? It implies nothing else but entitlement. And it's dangerous. And you know what else it implies? I'm a terrible persuader, is what it implies. Think about that. All right, I'll end this video because I'm actually getting a little bit worked up, but also because that was the main point. If you can't persuade, then I don't think you should get the benefits and the perks that come with a persuasion. Let's just put it like that. And if you want to learn more about persuasion, then get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching it or listening to this, and I'll see you there.